What it is, what's up, what it do, YouTube? It's Brandon. Today I'm about to be reacting to Lil Baby dark past that no one talks about. I don't even know about Lil Baby's past. All I know is a young thug found him in the street and he gave him like 20 bands a day to be able to keep him off the street. And y'all see he's one of the top artists today. So look, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you smash that sub button so upload videos daily. No one talking. Let's get straight to it.
Everything I do as a rapper now, I'd be doing if I wasn't rapping. So, like same like lifestyle. Then like a authentic lifestyle versus most people who rap, they really
They be capping in their
fabricate.
raps.
Lil Baby is no doubt one of the hottest and influential rappers in the game. With various chart-topping singles and top-selling albums to his
No
credit,
doubt.
he's come a long way in a very short space of time. But beneath this success lies a past that speaks volumes of his activities on the streets of Atlanta, including his drug dealing days and his several run-ins with the law. Stay tuned.
Bro, for him to come in contact with Young Thug to never be a rapper or none of that, he had to have been pushing mad weight. I'm talking this bro had to have been like moving heavy stuff like that white and everything.
As I bring you the details. But before we start the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and also hit the notifications button so you get notified every time I drop any videos. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, in the Oakland City neighborhood,
My
Lil
boy
Baby,
Dominique.
whose real name is Dominique Jones, grew up in a small house with his mother and two sisters. When he was around the age of 2, his father left the family. Therefore, his mother had to shoulder the responsibility of raising him and his two siblings. In an interview, Lil Baby had the following to say about growing up in Atlanta. I would describe life growing up in Atlanta on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the hardest, as a 6. My life wasn't too bad, but I didn't have a picket fence or a silver spoon. I had to get it how I live. From a young age, Lil Baby had the mindset of a hustler, and this was due in part to the fact that some of the people he hung out with were older guys who were making enough money to live comfortably large. At the time, Lil
Who was
Baby
he
only
living with,
wanted to
bro?
become a millionaire and a kingpin, and didn't see how going to school was going to help him achieve his goals. Although he admitted to being one of the smartest kids in the class at Booker T. Washington High School, which he attended, schooling to him was more of an obstacle that prevented him from fully making as much as he wanted. So when he was in the 9th grade, he dropped out of high school. It was also around this time that Lil Baby was given to him because of how he used to roll with older folks and how he would sleep wherever and leave his things lying around everywhere. All these
That's
were
crazy.
considered
Didn't even know how
typical
you got
baby
addicted.
behavior, and the name stuck fast. At some point, Lil Baby became a popular presence in the studio of Quality Control Music, which
That's the one that's from Migos. Bro, how do you come in contact with these people if you don't rap? Never rap a day in your life. He said before he even started rapping, he was in the studio with them. What were you doing in the studio? They don't allow regular civilians in the studio. So what do y'all really think he was doing?
is one of the most successful hip-hop labels operating in Atlanta. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking that Lil Baby's presence at the studio was because he was there to fulfill a lifelong ambition of becoming one of
No,
the best rappers out of Atlanta. But nah, it was none of that. He wasn't there to rap, but was there for drug deals. Pretty much became familiar with the various artists at Quality Control Music and even gained some kind of popularity. Day in, day out, Lil Baby was right there, waiting for rappers to return from shows, with cash so that he could take it from them through a drug trade or gambling. Lil Baby was a pro at playing CeeLo, a dice game, and through this, he would win rappers money. In an interview, he said the following as regards that. They was getting money, but goddamn, they probably get like 30 grand a show, but they're doing 3, 4 shows, so they come back with 50, 60. I might win the whole 50. Even though he was surrounded by rappers who were making
if you
waves
shooting
both
dice like
locally and
that,
internationally.
you shooting dice like that, you taking rappers' whole show money? Yeah. If you're taking a whole rapper show money, you definitely like that with dice, or you throwing trick dice. Me personally, can't shoot dice, bro. I don't even know how to shoot dice. I don't even know where to go to be able to shoot dice with somebody at.
Lil Baby never entertained the idea of becoming a rapper himself. In fact, he always thought rapping was kind of corny. But Kevin Lee, aka Coach K, who's the co-founder of Quality Control, noticed something even Lil Baby failed to see in himself. He felt that if Lil Baby picked up the art of rap, he was going to be successful. This stirred up something
Well, it's
within
not wrong
Coach
about
K,
that.
and he decided to approach and talk to Lil Baby about pursuing a rap career. Well, his efforts to convince Lil Baby did not really yield much, because Lil Baby would usually laugh off the idea and tell him that he didn't see himself leaving the streets and becoming a rapper.
So these are some real important dudes that are telling you that you should rap.
Exactly.
How do you feel about that?
I ain't never look into it like. I hear it, but I'm like, I ain't no rapper.
Now, Lil Baby's activities on the streets did not fail to catch the attention of the authorities. In early 2012, he was charged with drug possession with intent to sell, among
Damn,
other
bro.
charges.
Damn. Hold up.
Did not fail to catch the attention of the authorities. In early 2012, he was charged with drug.
Damn, Dominique. What you got going, bro? Don't ever cut your hair. Little baby, don't ever cut your hair a day in your life. You got peanut hands, bro. That joint wild. Like 40 years old. Or like, maybe even 20. I don't know how old he is right now. I think he's like his mid early 20s. Yeah, no, you like 40 in there.
Possession with intent to sell, among other charges. And in the following year, he was charged with possession of marijuana for less than an ounce. After these run ins with the law, he got into serious trouble in 2015, and this suddenly saw him faced with the prospect of spending several years in prison. But through the help of his lawyer, he was able to secure a deal that got his sentence reduced to only 2 years. Word is that he even hired another lawyer who helped him get a deal which would allow him to spend only a year in prison. But as it turned out, he still ended up spending 2 years locked up. Well, this time in prison is not something he fondly remembers, as he's gone as far as to describe it as a misery. In an interview, he revealed that he disagrees with the punishment of being locked up as a way of teaching people a lesson. He said that since prison was just about sitting in a room somewhere, it doesn't do anything to change and make a person better for the society. He also likened getting locked up to living like a dog. In a different interview about his time in prison, he said the following: "Imagine just sitting in QC until you die. Whether you do everything I tell you to do, you're in here until you die. So you ain't living no other purpose until you die. Man, that's a fucked up way to live. I'd rather everybody you get a life sentence and they just take you in the back and kill you. I guarantee you asked half of the people who got a life sentence if they'd rather be taken out back right now and killed. They'll say, yeah, guaranteed, because what are you living for?" Well,
They ain't got no
regardless of
reason
his
to live for.
unpleasant memories of
Good
prison,
point.
the time he spent there gave him the chance to reflect on the options he had once he became a free man. Pierre Thomas, aka P, who's also Quality Control CEO, spoke to Lil Baby during his time in prison and would
God
often tell him to,
damn, bro got a double barrel shotgun
aka
goes.
P, who's also Quality Control CEO, spoke to Lil Baby during his time in
Yeah,
prison.
that's crazy. That joint right there is just, he can smell anything. If he breathes in his nose around anybody, I can guarantee all the hair, all the skin cells, even the mitochondria is getting sucked up straight through that nose, bro.
And would often tell him to get in the studio and try his hands on rap when he got out. Gradually, Lil Baby began to see himself having a place in the Atlanta hip-hop scene. During a phone call, his mother asked him what he planned to do after he got out, and he revealed to her that he wanted to become a rapper. In 2016, he was released from jail, and after a few days, he was in the studio, all ready to begin his journey that would launch him
Out of
into
nowhere.
stardom. Lil Baby had no experience rapping and had to seek the help of Young Thug and Gunna so that they could teach him how to rap. Well, as it turned out, he quickly got the hang of it, but wasn't really committed to the whole process. For one, making a full song seemed to be a problem, and it wasn't long before he gave up on his rap dreams and focused his attention once again on the streets. However, the presence of some of his homies in his life would help redirect his focus back to music. As one of the people
Bro, they said he was making like a 20 ball a day. A 20 ball a day in the streets. If I was a little baby, I'd be making that 20 ball in the streets. But looking at it now, he made the right decision, bro. Cause think about it, we would never know who Lil Baby is. We ain't never gonna get that fly music. And bro, he like that. He's probably top 3 in the rap game, and that's solidified. It's him and Young Boy up there. I don't know who you gonna put at 3, but them two, they stuck up there.
who influenced his music careers was Young Thug. Young Thug, who had seen the potential in him, reached out to him and told him to take his rap career more seriously. And to motivate him, Young Thug paid him to go to the studio and make music.
Hey, do not sell your house before
Would
doing
you get
this.
paid
I
by
have the
Young Thug?
10
Would you
best
stay out
ways to
streets?
increase the value of your property in this.
Like, Young Thug, like, he gave me all the jewels. Like, it's time, like, Young Thug really, literally, like, paid me to leave the neighborhood. Like, bro, you can rap, you got it, I'm telling you, like, you can.
That's exactly why Lil Baby unfollowed Gunna. That's why we would never, ever, ever again hear that duo. Because Young Thug went to bat for Lil Baby, he went to bat for Gunna, and then Gunna just went in and switched on him like that for no reason, bro. You did it just to get out of jail. They have nothing on you. You was gonna get nothing, but you snitched, and then everybody else started snitching on you. Now y'all just making this man right here get 30 years just because y'all want to sit there and get out of jail for a couple months early.
to be next. Like, bro, you gotta leave the hood. Like, I'm telling you, like, bro, I pay you to come to the hood today. Like, how much you gonna make today? Like, I'm gonna pay you to come to the studio, just stay at the studio all day. Like,
In an interview, Young Thug revealed that the reason he had helped Lil Baby get off the street and paid him was because he didn't want him to go back to prison. He revealed that Lil Baby had gone straight out of prison back to the streets where he was doing the same things that got him locked up in the first place. Well, in January 2017, Lil Baby decided to finally commit to his rap career, and he ended up finishing the song, which he titled Days Off. This served as a turning point for him in his career, and he continued to grow from there. He simply improved in his rap game and went on to finish more songs. In 2017, he released 4 projects. Things were beginning to pick up for Lil Baby, but it wasn't at the rate which he wanted. He found the process very slow. For instance, when he went for shows, he was usually getting paid between $500 and $1,000 for a show. And for him to do some of these shows, he would sometimes have to travel a long distance in a vehicle. All of this did nothing but discourage and frustrate Lil Baby. And when he complained about this, P made him realize that there were consequences that came with his activities on the streets, but with music, such consequences were non-existent. P also kept telling him to trust the process and that it would all pay off in the end.
It paid off.
Lil Baby
Paid
would
off
eventually
heavily.
put an end to his old
That joint paid off uber duper heavily. You telling me like if Lil Baby would have continued, I'm telling you, bro would have either been on a t-shirt and we would never know who Dominique was, or he'd be a prison number. Now, bro is sitting living lavishly, bro.
ways of dealing drugs following a drug shortage. This drug shortage lasted for about 3 weeks, and when the drugs were made available once again on the streets, he decided that he was done with that life and instead renewed his commitment to music. That commitment was a step in the right direction because his career took off and progressed at a fascinating rate. He went on to release several chart-topping songs. In a space of a few years, he was nominated for several awards and even won a Grammy in 2022. Now it's worthy to note that the ghost of his past almost caught up with him after he was arrested for allegedly carrying drugs in Paris. But luckily for him, he got off after paying a fine. Lil Baby's success story in the rap game can be attributed to those who saw the potential in him and motivated him to take a path different from the one he had set his focus on. Hey you, yeah you. You like the video? Great.
Crazy. That's absolutely bonkers. But YouTube, that'll be the end of the video. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you smash that sub button so we upload videos daily. Comment anything else you want to see down below. Make sure I see you in the next one. Social media's down below. And I'm out.
You ain't a stacker, you got 0 like Hector Zerone. Clip glued to my pelvis, I step in the cone. Lil' Brody, Kenny Smith, how he jet in the